Hi everyone, it's Aki. I thought I'd pop on here really quickly to give you a parenting tip. And because this is the first one that I'm doing on video, I thought I'd start from the beginning. So I want to talk to you a little bit about how you can be both kind to your child and maintain connection and be firm at the same time, meaning setting limits. A lot of times as parents, what we tend to do is we tend to be one of two, right? We tend to be really loving and really giving and super permissive because we want our kids to be happy. Or we tend to be really strict and say, we're the parent, you're the child, this is the way it's going to be. The other kind of third way, and probably the most common thing that tends to happen, is that we flip-flop back and forth. So maybe you feel like you want to have special time with your kid and you're doing all these special things with them, and then they start to kind of get on your nerves because they are taking it for granted and you feel like you're not appreciated, or maybe you need to be a little stricter, and so you be stricter and you say, that's it, we're not going to do this anymore, and you start to get on your own nerves and you feel bad. And neither of those is particularly good, because once you get on your own nerves, you become permissive again. And so we don't want to flip-flop back and forth for a couple of reasons. One is because it's not consistent for our kids. They don't know what to expect from us. And the other is because it doesn't feel very good for us, right? It feels like nothing is working. So let me tell you how you can be both kind and firm at the same time. In fact, positive parenting or positive discipline, I think that it can really be summed up as being both kind and firm at the same time. Here's some examples of how you can do it. And first, let me tell you step by step. Let's say your child wants something or wants to do something, and in this example we'll use having ice cream before dinner, right? Let's say your child really wants to have ice cream and they're whining about it. And there are a couple ways. If I was going to be really kind or loving, I might say, oh honey, you can have ice cream, whatever you want, because I want my child to be happy. Or I might be doing it because I don't want them to throw a tantrum. The other thing that could happen is I could be saying, that is it. We're not going to get ice cream ever again because you are just, how many times do I have to tell you what is wrong with you? That's sort of the other end of the spectrum. So those are the kinds of things that I want to talk about. Hi, I've got a viewer. That's awesome. Let me know who you are. I'm just talking about how to be both kind and firm at the same time. Hi, Allison. Yay. So I'm just going to keep talking until the end, and then I'll see if anybody else hops on and say hi. But what I was saying is that we tend to flip-flop back and forth between being really kind and being firm, or we're one of the other, right? So I was using the example of ice cream. If your child really wants ice cream, instead of giving them a really hard time about whining about it or saying to them, oh honey, of course you can have ice cream, what you can do is be both empathetic and firm at the same time. Set that limit. So you can say, man, I know you really want ice cream. And you could even say, I want ice cream too, right? Oh, I wish we could have ice cream right now. But in our family, we have dessert after dinner. So what you're doing there is you're saying, I see you, I hear what you're saying, and what you feel matters to me, and I'm still gonna set that limit. And that does a couple of things. One is it teaches our kids that when we are kind, like when they have feelings, we hear them and we care about those feelings. And it also teaches our kids that whining or being, demanding things doesn't get them what they want, but that we do listen to them, right? So you're telling them how things work and setting a precedent. So those are the kinds of things that I'm talking about. Let's see. I think that's really the main thing. I want to give you a couple more examples in case your children are younger or older. So here's some examples. Let's say that you are dropping your child off at daycare. They've got a great daycare place, and your children are have really wonderful teachers, but they still have a really hard time separating. If you're being really strict or firm, you might say to them, that is not okay. Go to your teacher, that they're fine, right? That would be one way to do it. Or you could say, oh honey, I'm so sorry that you're so sad. I know mommy's gonna be back, or daddy's gonna be back, or whoever you are to that child, I'm gonna be back for you. And just going on and on and on and on, and maybe not even leaving. So those are the two sides of the coin that we're talking about. But how do you be kind and firm at the same time in that situation? You can say, honey, I know you really, really wish we could spend the whole day together, and I can't wait to see you at the end of the day. But right now it's time to start daycare, so I'm going to hand you to your teacher, and she's going to take really good care of you. So that would be an example of how to be both kind and firm, maybe with a younger child. And then the last one I want to give is because some of us have older kids, including myself. Mine's not quite driving, but a good example might be to say, let's say when my daughter or some of your kids get a little older, they want to use the car and you have plans to use it. You can say, oh, I know you're really bummed. You wanted to go, take the car and be out with your friends tonight, but I'm already using it. So again, what we're really doing is we're being both connected and also setting that limit. So that's what I really wanted to talk about. I didn't think there'd be anyone on here at this time of day, but is that still you, Allison? I see somebody else came on and went off because I didn't pause. But let me know if you have any questions down below. And that was just my quick tip for the day. Let me know if any of you have any thoughts, any questions, or just ways that you are trying to use it. And because it's Monday, I thought it'd be good to make these videos on Mondays, see if you might try to use them during the week, and we can keep checking in. Okay, thanks so much. Bye.